Okay, welcome to June's update for the tank. For those of you who don't know, this is a 180-gallon display tank. It's fairly lightly stocked. It's been up and going since January. Biggest issue I've had so far is a battle with dinos, which I am very, very pleased to report I have finally won. You can see there is not a brown snot bubble in sight. For those of you who've watched the previous videos, around the edge here, that was a problem area. You can see there is nothing there dino wise, that is just normal algae. So very happy to report that that is finally over. I got rid of it by using the 3% hydrogen peroxide. That stuff, to be precise. I am still dosing it daily just to be sure, and I will continue to dose it until that whole litre bottle is gone. So new stuff in the tank this month. We have got a Goniopora. I'm very nervous about keeping that one, to be honest, because everyone tells me they're really hard to keep, so I'm keeping a close eye on it. I have a Favia up there, whose sweeper tentacles are just coming out now, so that's why he's sort of in a corner by himself. I don't really want coral warfare this early on. New heads on the A-can again. There's about 7 new heads coming now on that one. The mushrooms are splitting, very close to splitting, so pleased with that. Oh, and there is a new head at the top of the blasto, but I don't think you can see it. There is a new fish. There he is. So I've got myself a Sailfin Tang, which I'm very pleased about. Seems happy and healthy, eating well and getting on well with all the other inhabitants. There is a little bit of chasing, but nothing that I'm overly worried about. My orange shoulder Tang has just started to get his orange shoulders, which I don't think you can see in the video very well, which is a shame, but it's exciting for me, just starting to see the orange stripe and a little blue outline around the orange, so that's nice. Now, this month has been a hitchhiker month, unfortunately. So you might have noticed my back wall is covered in what looks like stars against the black, which is actually spirobid worms. At the moment they're generally on the back wall rather than anywhere else, so I'm not overly worried about them, and it's a fairly normal part of having a tank, I'm led to believe, so I'm just going to leave them alone and see what happens and try and cut down on the reefroids a little bit. There is also a feather duster. Oh, it's just poked his way back in now, but there's a feather duster that has appeared on this rock here. Hopefully he'll come out again. There he goes. So that was quite a cool hitchhiker to find. You can see I've got some pineapple sponges and things going on in the back there as well. And in that rock there we have a mini brittle star, which likes to come out when the flow is turned off, so at the moment you won't see it, but it's in there. Now, this leather has caused no end of problems this month. There was a clicking noise coming from the tank, not as loud as a pistol shrimp, but it was definitely a clicking noise. I ruled out everything electrical, which led me to believe that I had a mantis shrimp in my tank. I set up traps, couldn't catch it, nothing came out. Just kept catching myself some snails every night. Other than that, nothing else came out. The clicking noise was driving me absolutely bananas, so I actually took the leather out and sat it in some fresh RO DI water for about a quarter of an hour, which is why it's looking rather sad and sorry for itself at the moment. But the clicking noise has stopped. I didn't see anything come out of the leather, but the click has definitely gone, so I'm pretty sure there was something in there that shouldn't have been in there, and I'm hoping that the leather just makes a full recovery. Moved a couple of bits around in the tank. The torch seems a lot happier now that it's not being absolutely blasted with flow, so I'm hoping that that starts to extend a bit more. The Goniopora is starting to, it's only been in there a couple of days, so it's starting to come out a little bit, so I'm hoping that it's going to be happy there. If not, more than willing to move it about. That's pretty much it for the tank this month. Dino free is obviously the big news for this one, and things are still growing. I still have all fish, no casualties, everyone is still alive and well, thankfully, and they all seem to be getting along just fine. No weird behaviour from anyone, so I'm hoping that things continue the way that they are at the moment, to be honest. I mean, everything's peaceful and no dinos. Just say that again, no dinos. So yeah, just gonna keep going as I'm going, start really bulking up on some corals, and I have pretty much decided that zoas are not for me. They are a pain in the ass. They just spend half their time sulking. I don't think they're a big fan of my tank, whereas the LPS, you know, the Blastos, and the Acans, they seem to do really well in my tank, so I'm just going to stick with what's perceived to be the harder to keep corals, and stay away from the pluminal softies and zoas, because they seem to just sulk in my tank, so stick with something a bit harder. But yeah, overall things are going well, and I'm very pleased with how the tank is coming along. So hopefully next month I'll have a couple more corals to be able to show you, and hopefully some more growth, and maybe actually be able to see the acan heads at last. So yeah, I will catch you all next month.